Mission 2 of my Kuban campaign, it's time to fly the 1943 version of the IL-2. Here's the map of the combat area showing where the front line is. My IL-2 squadron is based on the south coast at the Gostagaevskaya Airfield. Our escorts will lift from Gostagaevskaya 2 and then we'll head northwest to target, which is the Gostagaevskaya Airfield. Here's the recon looking north. It's a large airfield and there are plenty of anti-air positions all around. There are multiple hangar buildings and parked aircraft, in particular some Ju-88s which are parked on the southern end of the airfield. Here's an overhead shot of the Ju-88s. 4 planes with some maintenance vehicles alongside. These will be my primary target for this mission. Secondary target will be to wipe out some of the anti-air positions around the airfield. We join the mission as we're about to cross the front line over Novorossiysk. We're passing over the harbour right now at about 500 meters altitude. I'm carrying a couple of 250 kilo bombs for the Ju-88s. I'm going to try and do the bomb drop from 50 meters altitude using the VV-1 gun sight, which is a feature of the 1943 version of the IL-2. Let's have a look at this gun sight. In addition to the crosshair, you've also got a vertical line with range marks for aiming rockets and 2 horizontal bars for aiming bombs. The top bar is for bomb drops at 50 or 100 meters altitude. The bottom bar is for 200 or 300 meters. Those horizontal bars need to be lined up with the white lines you can see on the engine cover, depending on the altitude that you're dropping your bombs from. To line up the horizontal bar on the windshield with one of the markings on the engine cover, you have to move the pilot's head. The best way to set this up is to use the custom pilot head position feature. In this example, I'm going to line up the top horizontal bar with the 50 meter marking at the front of the engine cover. Ideally, the pilot's head needs to be half a meter back from the windshield, so there's a bit of trial and error involved in this. Currently, I've got the horizontal bar lined up with the 100 meter mark on the engine cover. If I drop the pilot's head a little bit more, I can line up with the 50 meter mark. Once that's done, you can save it as your custom pilot head view and bind it to your HOTAS. Then bear in mind you need to be traveling at 360 kilometers an hour at an altitude of 50 meters. Switch to your custom head view and drop your bombs. We're about 15 kilometers away from target now, and I've just noticed 4 bandits closing in dead ahead. I got a couple of hits there, but no major damage. I'm going to hit the deck and get ready to defend. The bandits have turned onto our 6. The escorts are engaging. There's one bandit coming straight for me, and there's a second one on the left. He's just been hit. The P-39s have taken him out. That's -1 bandit. I've still got one on my direct 6, so I'm going to go to treetops. The bandit is following me, and it doesn't look like the escorts are going to engage him. I've got Gostagaevskaya Airfield at my 1 o'clock now, so I'm going to have to do my bomb drop with a bandit on my 6. I can see the Ju-88s parked up there. With the bandit chasing me and the anti-air guns firing, it's going to be really difficult to set the plane up properly at 50 meters altitude and 360 kilometers an hour, but let's see what I can do. Switching to my custom pilot head view now. I've frozen the video here so you can see the point at which I am going to drop my bombs. My altitude is about 50 meters, but my speed is around 375 kilometers an hour, so I'm going a little bit too fast. I'm not perfectly lined up with the Ju-88s, but they are now level with my bomb sight, so I'm going to release the bombs. I've been tagged by the anti-air guns, but my plane seems okay. Let's take a look at how the bomb drop went. Pretty good is how it went. 3 planes wrecked and the 4 maintenance vehicles as well. Doing my best to dodge the anti-air fire as I extend away. I've also got the bandit still tracking me on my 6. My rear gunner's trying to take him down. My rear gunner has tagged him, he's disengaging. So I'm going to loop back into the airfield and go after the anti-air guns. There's an AA battery dead ahead. I'm staying at low altitude to avoid attention, which is going to make the strafing a little bit more difficult. There we go, 2 guns hit. My plane has picked up some damage from the AA fire, but the control surfaces are all fine. Turning back in for a second run. Wow, I almost crashed there. That's 2 more guns destroyed. Turning back in. I can see the other IL-2 circling the airfield as well. There are a number of 109s and some transport planes parked up around the edges of the airfield, but they don't seem to be going for them at the moment. That's most of the anti-air guns destroyed. Let's follow a couple of my wingmen as they make their attack runs. This plane's been battered by anti-air fire, but he gets a good hit on the hangar. Another plane follows in and wipes out the transport that's parked in front. I am looking out for any remaining AA guns. There are some still active up ahead, so I'm going to have a look with my cannons. I'm passing over an AA site right now, but it looks like all of the guns here have been destroyed. This one still has 4 operational guns. Two of them wrecked. The order has now gone out to Egress, so I'm going to leave the other 2, extend away on this heading and join up with the rest of my squadron. Heading away from the combat zone now, the squadron is forming up on me and we are RTB. Passing over Novorossiysk on our way back into friendly territory. We have lost a plane on this mission, and there's a second one lagging behind with damage, but it looks like he will make it back to base. We're back at Galenzik 1 and I am turning into land. That's my first mission in the 1943 IL-2 complete. I've managed to bring my rear gunner back home alive as well. Here's my mission tally: 3 parked aircraft. It shows only 2 vehicles, but I definitely destroyed 4, and 9 AAA guns. I'm happy with that. Looking at the results overall, the other planes in my squadron did not hit many targets, and most of them came back still carrying their bombs, which is a bit disappointing. Next time, hopefully, they will do a better job.